Over the course of the last few episodes, we have made some major changes to our rocket fuel facility. And one of the changes is essentially, I can show you, over there. So let's go towards it right now because we are building the roller for our rocket fuel factory. If you are new to this playthrough, if you are new to the channel, welcome. We have quite a lot to try and get done today. This essentially is the entrance to our rocket fuel facility coming in from the Dune Desert, where we are transporting, power slug, where we are transporting not power slugs, but a bunch of different resources underneath here, some more resources there, and a bunch more resources over here, and some drones. I mean, there is a lot to do, a lot to take in. You know what? Taking it in, we will most certainly do it today. Welcome, Vinod. First one in today. Hope that you're doing good. At the end of yesterday's stream, I did say that I wanted to try and work a little bit off camera on updating some of our blueprints. For example, I am now changing everything here to being concrete, and I think it looks far better. It's not as pungent, I think is the word that I used in the last episode. And I'm still rather happy with that. I've also tried to work on our tower a little bit, our drone port tower. It still looks crap. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, but we are going to try and find a workaround. This essentially is what I made. I mean, there's parts of it I like and parts of it I most certainly don't. I think it is slowly starting to come together now. Because this right here is the very front of it. So the light I don't mind. It's just the actual design of it. I don't know what to do. Like, I spent maybe 2 hours redesigning this yesterday, and this is the best I could come up with. Another thing that I could do here is get rid of the central wall, but then it just looks a bit weird because you got the drone port there. It looks a bit crap. Although one thing I will say, as I turn down the in-game audio just a little bit, is that from up here, this is exactly what I wanted it to look like. Like, it's a slightly boarded off drone port, so that's pretty good at least. Underneath here it's fine, we've got all of our logistics actually sticking out, which I don't mind. Maybe I'll change that a bit later, but as of right now I'm completely fine with it. And essentially, as of right now, this is what we're trying to go for, a bunch more, just a concrete structure. And to be fair, I think I've done most of it off camera. Not all of it, I don't think, but a lot of it, yeah. Yeah, we got quite a few blueprint designers. Yeah, there's quite a few placed down now. Okay, I've got to make a few more tweaks to that. Oh yeah, this is one design that I managed to come up with off camera. I'm actually quite happy with this. And essentially, the way that it works, this is actually rather detailed, but underneath here, we've got a concrete wall. On top of that, we've got a light. On top of that, we've got another concrete wall. And on top of that, we've got another concrete wall. So it's like we've got 4 different layers of concrete walls to try and give us this little pattern. And honestly, I don't necessarily hate it. So I'm going to be keeping that the way it is. I think everything else here is honestly fine. Regarding our logistic floor area, like I very quickly highlighted in our last stream, I'm really happy with this. This is an absolute ton of room for our logistics. And I shouldn't really need much else. I'll be very surprised if I do. Also, I think I've got to actually try and get rid of this, if I remember correctly. I'll do that right now. I can then get rid of this whilst I'm at it. I could try and make this look a bit nicer, but I'm never going to be in this particular stretch of room anyway. So there is just absolutely no reason for me to even bother trying to do that. So is this blueprint now done? Everything's connected, everything looks decent. I think you are finished. That is 002. Regarding you, you're 001. How do you look around here? Okay, everything here is concrete. I actually didn't check that. Good, okay. I'll be looking up top here as well. Did I paint this the right colour? Because for one of them, I didn't actually paint it the right colour. It's supposed to be black. No, okay, you're the one that I didn't paint correctly. Oh dear, wrong button. Luckily, I have now checked that. I'm not sure how long today's stream's going to be, by the way. I'm rather busy. I have got a video coming out tomorrow that explains why I'm so busy. It will start to make sense. Is it a good video? For a few of you, probably no. It's actually going to be quite a rough one, but it's a video I need to make. It will make more sense when it comes out. Okay, you're now fine. I think this is actually completely good. I don't see any particular problems with this. So I'll save that. I woke up today really excited to play some more Satisfactory. It feels so good having a game to play. Because occasionally I'll reach a point where there's just no games I'm particularly interested in. And normally, to be fair, whenever I did reach that point, I just came back to Satisfactory. So this game's always been there for me. Sounds like some sort of like childhood trauma dump right here. This game's always been here for me. Okay, this looks all good. Yep. I don't mind that. How's the bridge looking up here as well? Is the bridge looking dapper? As dapper could be, I think. So I'll keep that the way it is. I have actually noticed one thing I do have to change with you. Also regarding this thing here as well. No. There we go. You can remain there, that's fine. Although you can't. I will come back to this blueprint in just a moment. I just realised that there was something I had to try and do there. How are we looking here? You're slightly higher than this. Not anymore. I like that. Everything back here is correct. It looks it. Brilliant. And thank you very much to everyone watching over on Twitch as well the last few streams. I do appreciate that. The support's always been nice. I mean, it really has. I keep saying it, but I literally just play this game because I really enjoy it. Whether one person watches or 1,000, it's a joy to play this game. It really is. The fact that a few people do stick around, pretty awesome. So thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I think we're just about done with this blueprint now as well. There we go. Regarding this, I'm still really unsure about this design. I have got it placed down over here. I like the front part. The front part looks solid. It looks like a proper, well, slab of stuff. But this, I am less convinced with. What else am I supposed to put in here, though? If I was to indent this a little bit further in, how would that look? In fact, what if I was to have nothing in there? Okay, hear me out here for a second, chat. What I'm about to say might sound stupid, and that's because it probably is. What if I just got rid of everything here? I just had nothing inside this area. As of right now, I've essentially just made a massive square, and I don't like that very much. Do I need that? Right, the problem is I might need that, but as of right now I don't. I can probably save a ton of resources here as well, thinking out loud. Okay, so I'll keep them two here on the sides. I think then what I'll do I need that? I don't actually think so. Wow, I'm saving so many resources here. In fact, no, sorry, cancel that sentence. I'm not wasting as many resources as I was wasting before. That's probably the right thing to say there. Not actually saving anything. So here's my idea. The brilliant $2 million idea. Concrete. Wow, who would have thought? Valhalla and Pickle using concrete? What? Yeah, I know. Don't act too surprised. Okay, then what I want to try and do is go into... Is it architecture? No, I think it's actually walls, isn't it? Come down to here. Right, there's a small problem with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Most surprising thing ever. I know, don't act too surprised though. Don't act too surprised. Oh, that's really annoying. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, is there any way I can sort of counter that? No? Really? That's actually... Wow, that's beyond annoying. Identical building is already there, even though of course there isn't. Right, so I can't actually do that then. Damn. Because that was essentially going going to be my plan there. Right, is there another counter I can try and do preferably? Let me see. Well, first of all, let me select the right object. That will most likely help quite a bit. So you go there. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you actually work. Oh, that is unbelievably annoying. What if I half nudge it? It's very clearly not in the right spot though, is it? How about here? Again, that is sticking out a little bit. Although it's not that obvious that it's sticking out. Then what I'll do is add this. So it's jutted in there a little bit. If I then change the colour of this, like so. Welcome Tristan, hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the live stream today. Okay, we'll take... Well, I say we'll take that. It's still a square. Can I try and make it look a bit less like a square? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nudge that over there. And what I'll do is actually select this. Remove that and then place it with a door. D-O-R-E. Okay, that's something. Right there, that is definitely something. I don't know if that's something I like, but it's something I've done. I'm really trying my best to make this just not look like a square. Okay. One thing that I think I do want to try and add in here. In fact, you know what? Let's just eat it. There we go. Lovely. Fencing with the rails? That could be a good idea. Welcome Eric, by the way. Hope that you're doing well. Messing with Fallout mods. That's a game I would love to try and get into, is the Fallout series. Especially Fallout 4. I know that 76 just added a... What is it? A camp revamp? I think they call... Oh, crap. Wow, I'm so good at this game. But I think they called it a camp revamp. Which looks pretty interesting. But Fallout 4... In fact, actually, I streamed Fallout 4 a very long time ago. And I don't even think it was on this channel. But... Yeah, that was surprisingly enjoyable, if I'm honest. Right, how are we looking? That's actually worse. I don't know how I've made it worse. Right, this is not going to work. I mean, this one will, but the next one won't. Let's try... Maybe this? No, that won't work. Definitely not. Then you're going to be in the middle of the door. If I was to nudge you over like that, how are we looking over here? Oh, you still stick out. What is going to be the counter? In theory, what I could try and do is this. I'll select that. Just temporarily place down all of these over here. Then what I can do is just remove this to begin with. And then along the sides, what I could try is a big pillar. How's that going to look? Not too bad, actually. I have made worse before. Trust me. That actually doesn't look too bad at all. Over here, it's gleaming. Over here as well, fantastic. Then on top of here, crap. Okay, that's a very small problem. Very small. All we have to do to tweak that is come down to here, select this, then just nudge it down by 1. That is literally it. Perfect. Okay. So I think this part is now done. Although it wouldn't be one of my builds without, that is right, lighting. Because apparently I love to destroy my world with lighting. Damn, I pressed the lock button the second my game autosaved, so it didn't lock. That's... sucks to be me. I don't mind that. I think then what I'm actually going to try and do here is a very interesting design. Like that, go up. The reason why I overlap them is because if I don't overlap it... I'm sure some of you guys know this already. But here's an example of what would happen if I didn't overlap the signs. As we can see here, the signs flow rather nicely from one to the other. Whereas here, there's very clearly a black line that goes straight through the 2 signs there. So, if I didn't overlap it, you just have like a bunch of these lines everywhere. And I don't necessarily love that. So, that's why I do a little bit of overlapping. Again, I'm sure a lot of you did know that, but this channel is catered towards everyone. Whether you guys are Satisfactory experts or Satisfactory noobs like myself. Whoa, I have got about... like 4,000 hours in this game, so I'm not necessarily a noob, but I wouldn't mind a bit of learning every now and then. I always go back to the Churchill quotes. A lot of us like to learn, but not a lot of us like to get taught. I think it's true. There we go. I think this is definitely better than what we had before. Take it. Speaking of lighting, any recommendations on using signs for lighting and not totally rocking your FPS? Friends wanted to use a bunch... yes. Well, regarding lighting, do you actually want the lighting to work? Like, do you want it to emit lights? If so, the only thing that actually works for that are the actual lights themselves. But if you want to add a little bit of brightness, signs are good. Also, Mark 6 conveyor belts. I made a video a very long time ago, and I can't show it here because I haven't got the Mark 6 conveyor belts on me. But essentially, if you go into a creative world, plop down a bunch of Mark 6 conveyor belts on like on your ceiling, for example, and then change the color of the Mark 6 conveyor belts, they could look really, 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 really good. I've done it before in another creative world, and I was very happy with the outcome. Okay. If this is fine, I'll start to work on the other side. Welcome, Adam. Hope that you're doing good. Hit the like. Thank you very much. Hope that you are doing well today. I'm trying to get this, there we go, into place. The question is, where do I actually want to place this? I've got a rough idea. If I jut you out by 1, plop you in here. That's better, I think. Yep. Wrong one. Nice. Professional gamer, by the way. And same thing here with you. Bring you down by 1. Is that correct? No. And bring you over by 1 here as well. Great. I don't mind that now. It is still a square. So now I've just rotated the square. It's fine, you know what? That's the best I can come up with for my little pea-sized brain. Of course, eventually as well, we are going to manually add the small concrete pillars. Which will look a little bit like this. Not exactly like this, but fairly close to it. I don't mind it. I mean, this is definitely a significant improvement compared to this. This is what we literally had about 10 minutes ago. So, even though like the actual shape itself is still the exact same, we just changed the interior, which I think worked out rather decently. I have made worse things. That seems to be like my conclusion with a lot of this. It's just I have made worse. Which honestly is good enough for me. Alright, so you're going to be there. You're going to be here. Then, where did I plop this down? Was it this one? This one. There we go. Okay, not bad. I believe I've got this in the right area. No, wrong button. That was on me. That's my fault. Now, in theory, you only have to go up by 2, but I want you to go up by 3 instead. There we go. Lovely. Everyone's a pro on the internet, true. The belt, once we get there, you like using signs, but in bulk it gets... yeah. It definitely isn't the best thing for the PC using that many signs. But luckily I don't like to use signs. I never use signs at all for anything. Like, ever. So I don't have to worry too much about that, because I never use signs for anything. But if I did use signs, then yes, rip PC after one factory. But again, that's not a problem we have to be too worried about. Anyway. We'll cross that bridge once we come to it. That's not a today problem. Okay, I'll plop this down over there, that's fine. You have a very similar sort of placements, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, then I had to nudge you slightly, didn't I? There we go. Again, you can definitely see it stick out a little bit, but there is nothing else I can do about it, I don't think. I can nudge it back in the other direction, but then there's a very visible gap along there, which I actually hate a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, definitely never use signs. Never use signs at all. Oh, there's more down here. This has to go now. Lovely. I suppose let's move on to this. No, to this. Thank you. Oh, the second I locked it into place as well, and it was in the wrong area. Gosh darn it. Nice. I feel like I've done something wrong. Oh yeah, I know what. Because there was a massive hold there. I was wondering what I didn't do right. That's what it is. Yeah. Can I half nudge you back over here now? See, you work. How come you work, but then you just have a bit of a hissy fit? That is really annoying. But do you see what I mean by the gap? I don't really want this gap here. Oh well. Yeah, we'll stick with this. I placed 2 of them? No. I thought it said that I did, but I guess not. I mean, yeah, you do stick through there, but this is all going to be underground and around about this sort of mark anyway, so that's honestly completely fine. And chores to do outside, that's all good, don't worry about it. Let the chores go well. Would using frames first before laying down the walls and floors help align those angled walls? Maybe it could have. I think it looks okay the way it does right now, but if it was a problem, we could try that. Also the roof as well. what some people like to do, especially in their blueprint factories. Like going, is it architecture? Yep. They like to use a flat roof as their factory flooring. Because look how thin this is compared to the 1 meter foundation. It's about, what would you guys say, a quarter, a fifth maybe, of the height of the 1 meter foundation. So it's about 20 centimeters, maybe 25 centimeters. But you can also place things on top of this, unless you've changed it in the last, like, couple months. You can place items here on top of this. There you go. So some people like to use this as a floor. Which you could do as well. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Actually quite good. No. There we go. One more over here as well. Is that all of our lights done now? 20 centimeters. Okay, yeah, so it's basically a fifth. Nice. I haven't got a Discord, Kodak. I don't use Discord at all. The only social media I use pretty much in my life now is YouTube. I think you're sticking out by a bit too much. Seems better. Is that it? Oh no, there's one more thing. The most important thing. It's an extra wall on our wall. I think up by 1, is it? And across by that? I mean, that seems correct. Whether it is or not, I don't know. I mean, how am I supposed to know? It's not like I built this thing. Oh, wait. Okay. How does the view in here look? Oh, that's beautiful. A nice view of a wall. How about this side? Even worse, wow. Is that it, though? Because the lighting's a bit different on both sides, it's almost throwing me off a little bit. For now, it's a bit better, to be fair. Yeah, that looks good. It'll do. It will honestly just do. So I'll save that. I think we said everything here was pretty much just completely fine. I don't think I changed a single thing. Might as well just confirm it, though. You are also completely fine. I think everything else we actually saved, didn't we? Yeah, I've already saved these two. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about the corner, because this corner is actually, I think, completely fine. There might be 1 or 2 things, yeah, that I do need to try and change. Okay. Okay, I'll address the elephant in the room, this thing, in just a moment. I also managed to unlock the radar towers, by the way. It turns out I was actually able to afford the radar towers for quite a long time now, but I had no idea since I never really bothered looking into it. No, we can afford it, so I bought it, and it's alright. It's good. That's the wrong thing. What did I change you to? Just concrete? No, it says basic wall. Yeah, it's a basic concrete wall. Okay, fair enough. Customizer, materials, and concrete. Lovely. Okay. I don't think there's any major changes I want to try and do now. You can remain the same, because you'll be having a few tweaks along the way. You're just fine the way you are, honestly. Although I don't necessarily need this here, do I? Oh. There we go. Again, save some resources there. That's already done perfectly. Lovely. Sometimes I surprise myself. I really do. I suppose change all of you to concrete, right? The outside should already be concrete. It is. Oh yeah, I said that I was going to try and change that as well. I'll do that in just a moment. What I wanted to try and double check here was... Yeah, so you are old concrete as well. Good, okay. Let me finish this first. You're old concrete, yes. Well, it looks like I actually painted the other one. So I'll do the same here. I believe that is it. Yep. I know it's a very bland blueprint, but sometimes it does the job. Like, if I needed something more annoying, I could always build something more annoying. But as of right now, I don't, so I won't. Right, you're going to be rather self-explanatory though, luckily. Chuck you there. And you guys are actually both chrome, so I'll add that for now. Then going to try and come down here a little bit. Alright, you're actually 2 meters. Damn. I don't think I've ever used a 2-meter half foundation before. I've never really had a reason to. Till today, clearly. That's rather exciting. Okay, the next course of action now is to go around this entire thing, which won't take too long, like a minute maybe. This. Just like so. Yeah, for everyone watching, how's everyone doing, by the way? What day is it today? Is it Friday? Damn, weekend tomorrow. For some of you, maybe you've just finished work, depending where you live. Already got your weekend plans, if anyone's doing anything interesting. My weekend's gonna be pretty cool. But again, you'll find out tomorrow. Get rid of this. I should probably change you as well. It doesn't really matter. You're so hidden anyway, there's no point. Doing fine and nice. Finished work recently, you have no plans. Like, honestly, that's fine. I feel like sometimes having no plans is the best plan. Just doing nothing. After a week of doing a lot. Right, then make sure that you are also connected over there as well. And just like that, we are kind of done. I don't know if I want to add anything around these corners here, but if not, then we're done, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Not bad. As I down about a pint of water in the space of 2 seconds there. Wow. That's actually impressive. Anyway. Oh dear. Suppose we can come around here a little bit. The plan wasn't to actually have these many lights this close together. But you know what? We've done it now. It looks nice. But yeah, like I was saying before, don't use lights, because that's going to be really bad. Like, never use lights. Especially if you've got like a really bad PC from like 2016. Like me. Oh, I forgot about the dam. Oh dear. But yeah, don't use signs or lights. No. Anyway, we didn't see that, did we? No, we didn't. That's correct. Right answer. There we go. You are now done. Dun 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 dun. That was a bit of a nightmare to try and rebuild, actually. I think I didn't save this, so I will save it now. You are the bane of my existence. I hope that you are aware of this. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. Every design I've come up with has looked shocking. Just, like, not in a good way either, by the way. Absolutely shocking. What if I try this? No. No. The lighting doesn't help either when I can hardly see what I'm actually doing. No. This might be the hardest thing in Satisfactory that I've ever done. Trying to make this drone port look somewhat remotely tolerable. In case you don't know what I'm trying to do here, by the way, this is a drone port. It's where I'm going to be importing a lot of my packaged crude oil from beyond yonder. And they're going to be on certain... In fact, you know what? They're going to be here, on top of this blueprint, which is going to be there, and every so often, including the corners, as you can see. Just over here. I have tried designing some like fans on top of there, but they didn't look great. Don't get into DLLS. Well, it was something for global ray tracing in this game. Lots of ghosting and weird reflection noise on any metal surface. DLSS. Deep learning super sampling is an NVIDIA technology that uses AI to... Oh, no. I saw 2 letters there that put me off of it. I'll have to look into all of this sort of things. I've already ordered the PC now, so I can't... Actually, technically I can cancel it, I just can't be asked. So hopefully it's alright. What if I do this? That's not terrible. It looks weird, but it's not terrible. And nothing wrong with looking weird. Okay, the next thing that I want to try, in my desperate attempt to make this look feasible, referring to in-game... Oh, in-game graphics. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think I'll be messing around too much with the whole graphics in-game. As long as I've got a decent frame rate and the game looks nice, I'm fine. Okay, I don't mind that. Still looks really weird, but I don't know what else I can do. What if I tried my overlapping trick for the 400th time? There we go. Not bad. I feel like we're getting there. We are getting there. It is slow, very slow progress. Rome wasn't built in a day. And London didn't fall in a day either. Any colour concrete cylinders? These ones, in the concrete form, I believe yes. That looks weird. Thank you for the input, Vinod. I can't just keep relying on lights. Every time I've tried lights here, it looks crap anyway. Oh, the little guys, these. No, you can't paint them. I wish. Honestly, the amount of times that I've tried. How about just doing this? If I can. That's... could look fine. I need something on this corner though, because otherwise it just looks really bad. There's one idea I could go with. Because you're about aligned with each other. What if I try this? Take some foundations. Go with one up here. One there. Then I try to join you. Like so. So we have one there. Then one below. Again, it just looks weird. I don't know what else I can do. So you start roughly there? Well, no, you actually... that doesn't matter. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. No. There we go. Let's try this. And you go up to here. You have to come back just by a little bit. That's good. That's correct. Yeah, so you go up pretty much to the very top. That still looks weird. Why do I not make it look weird? I've only got 3 functional brain cells left. I feel like I've lost 2 of them already so far in this one stream. Okay, you have to come forwards by a little bit more. This? I feel like if I was to do the exact same thing here on this side, it might potentially look fine. Let's give it a go. I believe it was something like this. I'd rather do something here on one side than see how it looks rather than do it around every side and then it turns out it looks pretty bad. What about using clean pipes? It might be a royal pain to get them to sit where you want. That could be an option for metal rounded corners. Could be. I'll have to consider that. Definitely. That's not looking too bad. If I can place that down there, I suppose I will. There we go. How about underneath here? Definitely yes. Because of the Z snapping. You need very minor readjustments. Same with you. No. Good enough. For now. You do a line up, right? Yeah, good. So that's up by 6. Brilliant. There we go. Same thing there with you. You can't hear? You don't? Lovely. So now let's try and add this wall across this entire thing here. Let's see what we end up with. No. This is definitely one thing I do hope they change in update 1.2, is being able to colour in these round concrete beams. I don't necessarily need them to be coloured, but I know the time will come, not just for me, but for a lot of people, where we are going to want them to be coloured. I don't mind that. In comparison, especially to what we just had, I think that doesn't look awful. Just seeing something here. No. Remove the pillar from the line between each chunk of the pillar. Form a line between each chunk. Do you mean this? Like that? You can stick with this for now. I can always paint this. Which I think actually does help quite a bit in all fairness. This should be even. 8 on that side. 8 on that side. Yeah, hopefully they do fix it. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I think I might go with this for now. If we make any more changes, I'll, well, change it. Unsure about this, but I can do a fan here, maybe. Might look a little bit out of place, but honestly, I don't really mind massively. There is a little bit of Z snapping, but that's okay. Maybe a little bit here on top as well. In fact, I actually quite like that, because these actually stick out from this side. That wasn't intentional, but I think that actually looks rather decent. If I try this here. I don't know where I even... Wow, okay. You just notice the frame walls are half of a normal wall in thickness. Frame wall? Oh yeah. No, they are. That's why I like to use them so much. Not necessarily in this playthrough, but in previous playthroughs. Yeah, they are rather blue. How about chrome? Chrome looks nice if everything else was chrome. But no, I think it looks a bit weird just by itself. How about black? Even that looks a little bit weird. I don't know what I'm doing here, by the way. I'm just having a little bit of a meme sesh. Seeing how this looks. No, it just looks a bit weird. Even if I was to paint it. Yeah, it just sticks out in a really weird way. How about if it was just grey? I think that's slightly better. I mean, this still looks really weird. Is it better than that? How does it look from underneath? This is where I'm going to be looking at it from the most, anyway. I do like the fans. I don't mind it. Well, I don't mind it from underneath there, but again, from up here, a bit further away, how's it going to look? Really out of place, still. Okay, now it looks like a prison. One saving grace, potentially. Signs. It's looking better, but it still looks just wrong. This might be impossible for me. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Blueprint that lived. The thing is, I've probably spent like a good 5 hours making this off camera, and I'm sure a bit on camera as well. But it just looks so unnatural. I think that's the problem that we're having. Try taking another batch of every other concrete pillar out. Wider gaps between larger light and not signs. Like that. think the problem isn't necessarily the design, it's the shape. The actual shape of this that I'm struggling with. Let's try again on this side for now. And let's attempt to potentially make this a little bit smaller. Although that's going to be a bit of a difficult ask. I can't really make it any smaller than that. Unless I remove this corner. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, which is... Okay, well that's definitely as far as I can go with that. There we go. Overlapping another object's clearance. Oh, this thing's going to be the death of me. This was never a problem pre 1.0. Never. Not even once. Now it's like a daily occurrence, almost. In fact, no, it probably is a daily occurrence. To line these up. You lined up? Not really, but I'm scared if I do try to line you up, the game's gonna be like, nope. Overlapping. That's where I need it to go. Maybe out by the other half? Yes. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Wow. I can't do this. Maybe I'll try this again. Let's try. Top heavy? Well, this will be placed on top of that. So I'm hoping that would help with our little problem. Potentially even reduce the height of it. Could also help. Let's see. Get rid of all of this here. Which is going to cost me a lot of redesign time, but that's fine. Then reselect this, which hopefully just slot in right there, let's say. Lovely. Back onto our logistics. Something a little bit like that. I believe you should be lined up. As we're about to find out. Okay, you decided just to not bother going into where I placed you. That's alright. Hmm. Maybe what I want to try and do now. Firstly, get you back to what you were. Let's try this again. I did do something like this before. But at the time it didn't look great. That's a bit better now that we've made it a little bit shorter. This doesn't look as bad, I don't think. I'm gonna have to try and select our 1 meter foundation though, preferably asphalt. Well, definitely asphalt. Actually, there's one thing I think I might have forgotten. Potentially. Yes, I haven't actually hooked you up to power. That's okay. I think what I'll do then is try and hide this wire as best as I can. Like so. And bring you up here a little bit. So now you're technically somewhere inside of here. Is that correct? Yes, but I can't actually select you. Right. Let me try this. It looks really empty here without anything here now. Oh, you automatically got removed. Okay. I'll probably have to redesign all of this now. That's awesome. I really wanted more things to redesign. Welcome to Gaming Skulls. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. This all has to get redesigned now as well. That's fine. Okay. That's as far to the front as we can go. Yeah, you're perfect there. You're perfect there. There we go. Luckily, I'm not going to need this particular one for this. Where am I from? I'm from the UK. Okay, so all of that is now done. Don't worry too much about the back. We can always change the way that looks in just a moment. I'm not massively concerned about that. Okay. What I want to try and do now is this. Can I line you up in here? It's great from this angle. Fantastic, I think. Okay. Then what I can try and do is follow you around until you are here. I can grab this, come straight down. Ow. There. Apparently I can't even... Wow. So I'll have to get rid of that. That's fine. Good. So that pretty much completely hides our power. Which is one thing I definitely love to do. And in case you guys are going to be sticking around with the channel, you'll see me do that quite a bit. Where I hide my power underneath the floor. I think it looks quite neat. Overall, I don't mind it. So now how does this look? It still sticks out quite a lot. Okay. Fan there. Is there anything else I want here? No, not really. I definitely like this wall here. No, I think I'll stick with that. I don't mind this, actually. Yep. Now, what's this? I think this is in the correct place, actually. It's handy. Lovely. Oh yeah, that is one thing that I did say I wanted to try and change here, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Add a nice little floor there, just so we don't see straight up, because I don't really want to. I'll change this a little bit now, that's completely fine. One, 2, 3, 4. Is that alright? I think that's fine. One, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'll do it up here instead. Okay. That's not as bad. Although you might have to come out by a little bit more. Just so that you're connected. Actually, it doesn't really matter because we've got that thing coming here, don't we? Do this. So this is pretty much back to the way it was before. I still love the top. Like, the way this looks is completely fine. Do I want to try and change it to chrome? I don't think it actually matters. It makes hardly any difference. Have I actually used chrome at all in this playthrough so far? I don't think so. In our last playthrough, I was using it for every single machine. I don't think I've used it for a single one so far in this playthrough. That may or may not be changing soon, but as of right now, no. Okay, now another problem is you're going straight through this, which as usual is really annoying. But what I think I'll do is leave that the way it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab our wall. There. I think the inverted 4 meter should do it. There we go. Again, it just sort of cut through here a little bit. I'm not gonna mess around with that. It's a shame, it's unfortunate, but I haven't got the brain cells to care about such minute problems anymore. It's going to be okay. It's fine. Right, so let's start with this then. You're gonna know. You're gonna come down to the very bottom. Like so. There we go. All right. No? Yes. Okay. that we'll have to do. I know there's a 3 thick one there at the top, but that's okay. Good. So now, I think all I've got to do is just replicate this around the other side. And that should be it. There. Because now we're still using signs, but it's not as horrible. No. Can I try and move you over? Oh, it's just sticking out from there. How about now? I think we can get away with this. Is that a gap there? Oh, there is a gap there. Okay, so we can nudge it over, actually. There we go. How about this? Yeah, you're completely fine. That is better. Is there anything else I want to try and add in here now? I don't actually have to. I'm just seeing if there is anything. Yeah, I don't mind that. Except you'll go there, and you'll go here instead. Of course, now I can't get rid of the middle one, obviously. Okay, let's save this for now, because the design's pretty much done there. What I want to try and do... oh dear. As I try not to choke to death on literally nothing. I want to try and plop down a couple of these. Blueprint. Is it number 4 that I wanted? Yes. It should be this one. There you down. I think there's the right spots. Over by 1? Yes. Really? Can't be. That has to be correct. Nope. We just stick that far over now. Right. I don't love that. But you can hardly even notice it, so I think that's okay. You're on the center there as well. And just to make sure that these are definitely working and sticking together. You take up half of that, that's perfect. Then we go with our tower. I think I can actually afford, which is nice. It does help if you can actually afford what you want to try and place down. I'm trying to see which is the correct direction here. There. Yeah. This is why I've made this platform a little bit bigger as well. Also, that matches up with that. That wasn't even intentional, but that's still good to know that that is going to match up nicely. Right, let's see if it's better than what we had before, which honestly I hope it is, because we just spent a long time doing that. I don't think it's going to look incredible, I just hope it doesn't look crap. It does the job. I think that's actually going to end up looking really cool, eventually. Because by the time we've got the wall in the back, and you've got a few of these all the way around the place, and you've got the drones landing in on top as well, I think it could end up looking really cool. Okay. Is this a success? I would like to class it as a success. I only had about 3 mental breakdowns trying to place this in, so you know what? I think it's a success. Because what this is supposed to be is essentially like some sort of outpost tower drone entrance. That's what it's supposed to be. I've never really built an outpost drone tower before. I know, crazy. I know, just unprofessional, noob. I know. The next thing that I'm then going to want is for you lot to run underneath here into around about here. Can you now do that? If you can, I will leave you alone. If not, I will probably cry a little bit. You are absolutely perfect. You are absolutely perfect beyond perfect. Fantastico. Brillante. Amazing. Sorry. Bad accents. Well, good accents, but done badly, should I say. Regardless, this is good though. Let's just continue this pattern around. Is this the best thing I've ever built? No. I won't even try and sugarcoat it, because that's a damn lot of sugar. But no, this isn't the best thing I've ever made. But I think considering where we were roughly 20 minutes ago, I like to think this is good progress. So this is something that I could now tolerate. Whereas before, I didn't really say it was something I was loving. You're too high up. Ow. Oh well. Okay, that's fine. Now, when it comes to our wall, how exactly am I going to construct your face? I believe one of the corners is in like the exact middle here. Is that correct? You come up to there, you should be in the middle. It's pretty much here, yeah. There we go. If it's not exact, it's honestly not a massive drama. But that's not too bad. Actually, does it have to be exact? No, see, you don't even go up to the start. You don't go up to the start of there either. That's all good then, okay. So now it's going to come to the actual designing of this thing. First of all, let's just place these in, just so I don't have to think about it. I had to actually design a couple of ventilation systems in real life once. I was only a kid, but it was good fun. I know it makes it sound like that's what I do for fun. It honestly is. No, it's part of my dad's work, so I just did it one day. Surprisingly fun, though. I just couldn't see me doing it as, like, a job. Oh, was it vents? I think one of them was vents, but the other was fire sprinklers. That we'll have to do. Okay, this is the part that I was slightly putting off. I don't know how to actually do it. I have a very small gap there. And how far down do I come? Oh, right, there's an extra row here. Of course there is, because why wouldn't there be? Okay, now what I want to try and do... I was just placing this down here so I can get a rough understanding of where I'm going to try and build this. Nudge you across. Okay. That's the first part done. Well done, me. Now, at this pace, I can probably finish this before the end of the year. Don't want to rush myself or anything, or get too excited, but yeah. How far away is this gap? It's 1, 2, 3 on the 4th. 1, 2, 3. There? Is it in between this? It is. Yeah, all in between. So you're somewhere here. You're somewhere here. That seems massive, though. In reality, it shouldn't really be. It's a meter. Okay, that's a good way of knowing it, then. It's the central meter. How wide is this? 1, 2... In fact, no, we'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 21. This is 8 wide. Minus 21 minus 8 is... Okay, my brain stopped working there. 13. Let's go 13 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That can't be right. Where it looks like it's the center. There. As you come out by 4/5, you're very similar. Let's just call this the center then. Okay. Right. So I will move you in by 1. Like so. Lovely. That only took about, well, too long. Is that correct? Yes. I know I keep on double, triple, quadruple checking. That's because I've made mistakes before. I just don't want to make the same mistakes again. This is definitely coming together though, so that's fantastic. I have got to remove this wall here, though. Redo it. It's always fun adding, then removing, then adding something again. There we go. Grand. Now, when it comes to use... I do that, you should be fine, you should already be fine. There's a very minor bit of Z snapping though, so let's try and remove you a little bit. So there, perfect. Yeah, you're now perfect. You're now perfect. I'm happy with that. Although, why are you Z snapping? Right, I know why. There we go. We only have to have one wall here. And I think that's actually it. There we go. Again, my YouTube chat froze there. Sorry if I missed any messages. It's been doing that a lot recently. I do apologize for that. If I have missed anything, sorry, but I hope that you guys are doing well today. And thank you very much, as always, for tuning into today's live stream. We are currently finishing off our blueprints for our rocket fuel factory. I'm very excited to finally get this done. Or this part of it done. As you might have realized, if you squint your eyes, you might be able to see this, but we haven't actually got any machines placed down yet. All we've got essentially is a construction site. So that has to change, and of course, as you can see, change it is. So I'm very excited about the upcoming changes here. Can I get away with just having that? No. There we go. That's nice. That's solid. That's solid. That's a circle. That was supposed to be a shaped joke. Oh dear. Luckily, I have not chosen the comedian life routes. I feel like that's a massive self-sacrifice that I don't get enough credit for. I could have chosen to be a comedian. I mean, I don't have any sort of comedy talents. Imagine what sin that would have been in our world if I had chosen that route. But no. Luckily not. I'm just that nice. Doing my bit for humanity. Okay. Now this next part's going to be really fun. Did you spot the sarcasm there? No, it should be a pretty good laugh if I get this right. You're the middle. There. Okay, that was really easy compared to the first time. Now I know what to do. I don't make that same mistake again. Look at all the lights, by the way. I know we have had a couple discussions about lights so far in this playthrough, especially today. But I have used quite a lot of orange lights. I have. I'll admit it. I'll admit I have used a lot of orange lights. The best orange lights. Oh yeah. You've actually got to come over here by a little bit. Okay. Then you've then got to stick out by that much. Good. And you come across like so. Lovely. Live for an hour and a half already. I don't know how long I'll be streaming for. It depends. If you've got a few people tuning in, I'll keep going. But if not, we might end it a bit early. Quite a busy day, and it's, you know, as much as I love this, there are other things I could be doing as well, so I do have to try and consider it. But let's see though, I want to try and get this done at least. That'll be good. Quadruple check? Oh yeah, you have to. Love checking it and checking it again. Gee, this seems really thin in comparison to this. These sides here are a little bit thicker. Oh well. Are we done here? 1, 2, 1. But you're a bit lower down. Oh, right. I know what I did wrong. That's annoying. That's fine. No. What are you doing? Is that even in the right space? Okay, it is, yeah. Lovely. Let's try this again now. So, up by 1, out by half. Out by half, thank you. Do 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 do. We do the same at the top. We do, yeah. Should have done that over here as well. I did do that over here. Good. Great. Now, let's work a little bit here on this back wall. In fact, having said that, it looks kind of fine now. So where is the middle going to be? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the middle. Don't ask how the maths works, it just works. Well, that's about to explain it though. So essentially, one of these 1 meter foundations is 8 meters wide. So 4 meters is the half of the foundation. It's 22 in total, but if I came over by 11, I would still be 4 meters off. So I'll just do it 4 meters. There you go, maths. Is this right? No, you should be in by another meter, I think. There we go. Geometry jokes have a degree of difficulty to them. I feel like that was a pun. I feel like it was. Definitely was. No, you're a bit too far off. There we go. Same thing over here. So many of these white lines everywhere. Hardly even see where I'm actually building this. I think that's right, although you do have to be a little bit further over, I'd say. Only by about half a nudge. Lovely. Okay. The next thing for us to now establish are these lights. All of the lights. I'm in the wrong spot. I think you are. Nothing else is. There we go. I knew there was one thing that I missed around here. Felt like I finished a little bit too quickly there. A problem that I have often anyway. So, as long as you're nudged in the right location, which you now are, and you're now up there, as the day dawns, I think we are basically done. I almost can't believe it, but I think we are actually done with this. Granted, it's not perfect. There are some things here and there which might need adjusting, but I do not care. It is now done. We are now finished with it. Which is fantastic. The next call of action is to see, have I got any personnel storage containers nearby? No, but I have got an awful lot of these drone ports that now need to go. So what I'll do is actually collect all of these. I don't know why, I thought I had a dismantle crate that I had to try and collect as well, but again, clearly not. We'll probably end up having one after all this though, because everything here needs to go. We're redoing it. Have I not got a personal... Oh wait, no, I think I do. That's fine. Although that has got to move, but that's completely fine. So everything that I destroy now is going to go over here. And I don't like how I've now got a massive gap here. But I think this won't actually impact that. In fact, I can probably keep you there as well. What is that? Oh, yeah. Rid of all this. I'm hoping as well I can get this and it'll go straight into that personal storage box. Or dismantle crate. I think it did actually, yes. Jolly good, old chap. Lovely. Wow. Right, so regarding the actual floor itself, you're going to remain the way you are. Because you're fine. You're tolerable. You, on the other hand, are going to have to overlap with that slightly, which is fine. We can fit a ton more drone ports into here, which will be having a slightly different design than what I've already built, but that's not happening today. I have got a shortage of brain cells. I feel like I say that whenever I stream this game. I often start with an overwhelming majority of brain cells to my advantage. Before you know it, it's all gone. I've got nothing left. Oh well. Also, this is one of those games where I feel like on stream maybe not as much, but I could easily sink many hours into it without realizing. Whenever I stream, the hours do go a bit slower than if I wasn't streaming. That's because I've got like maybe a podcast in the background when I'm not live. Or I might just be doing something which, I mean, talking definitely makes the streams feel longer than what they actually are. I'm still sometimes surprised though, like, I feel like I'm live for an hour. I'll glance over and it's close to 2 hours or something. So yeah, that definitely does surprise me. You can stay, if I'm honest. When I'm not streaming, this game just... it makes time feel like it's almost non-existent. It's unreal. I can probably get rid of all these blueprints in the back now as well, but I'll keep them there just for a clip I want to try and record a bit later on. My inventory is completely just filled to the brim. I think what we're going to do is turn this on, place down everything that I need to, and see where we can go from there regarding resources. So, blueprints. We're going to start off with... Okay, you've all moved. Fantastic. There should be 6 of them, which there are 6 here. 1. No. Straight 1, straight 2, straight 3, 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. Apply. Okay. And what I'll do is change that, and for now, this. There we go. Okay. Back to wait. No, it's done it wrong. Gosh darn it, man. Let me just try this again. In fact, how do I actually switch my hot wheel? Is it hot bar? Score wheel? Yeah, not hot wheel. That's something else entirely. There we go. Okay. Clear this out. Better. Fantastique. Muchas bien. I don't speak Chinese. Anyway. You the corner? Yes, you are. I knew that. I was just testing you guys. So let's chuck this into place. I'm also hoping that this is going to line up with what I built as well. Which it should do. I didn't really change anything to do with this. Let's see. If it does line up, we're pretty grand here. No. You no longer... Actually, no, you do, but you don't. Why are you slightly off, then? Wall here looks fine. Wall there looks fine as well. I think all it needs is a very minor readjustments. In that case, I am going to redo the logistics here. The concept's the exact same. Just, it needs a bit of a readjustment. That's completely fine. You're completely fine the way you are. Okay, let's try that again then, shall we? There. Height-wise, we are now perfect. Eastings, perfect. Northings, perfect. You're lined up. Yes, you're in the direct middle of that. You should also be in the direct middle as well. It's a bit more difficult to actually tell. I think it should be good if the other side's good. Right, let's plop you in. What we are then going to be doing is adding you using the blueprint auto connect. Okay, not using the blueprint auto connect. So here. Nudge you back there by a little bit. You will then connect. Everything here looks good. Logistic floor. Perfect. Let's commit with this. I'll then do the exact same thing over here on this side as well. All I should have to do is nudge you a little bit, and you should automatically look completely fine. Brilliant. I should probably drag out some power over here as well, to be honest. I forgot that I've changed my blueprints. There we go. Whoops. Okay, then builder. Power. It feels so weird selecting a power line this way. Oh well. To be fair, I could have just done that, I think, but it's fine. Now, after I've done this on both sides, which first of all, let's see how it's going to look. How is that there? It's looking good. I don't actually mind having a massive bland wall over here. I think that's actually going to look completely fine a bit later on. The next thing for us to try and do, on top of this, is adding in U. And which direction do I want this to be in? Like that. So output is always on the left, and input is going to be on the right. It's not a drama there. It's completely fine. Firstly, let's line you up and lower you down. Are you lined up properly? No. Now you should be. That looks good to me. Still tons of room for activities underneath here. You are going to cross into here a little bit, but I'm not remotely concerned about that. It is what it is. Now you're in the right spot. The reason why you haven't got a connection is because this is our input into this facility, but here we are only actually exiting items, which will be our packaged crude oil. Logistic-wise, let's just try and figure this out. It's not really that much of an important issue as of right now, but it's still good to try and get a hang of. You might as well be correct. Bloody hell. There we go. So power-wise, I almost made that mistake again. I think what we'll do... There we go. I'll then bring you down over here. Breach you through this wall. Thank you. In fact, I actually didn't really want to do that. Roughly there. You can then run on top of here, and this is how we're going to get our power from point A to point B. Which there should also be some power roughly here. I'm sure I'll do a proper... Actually, you know what? I'll do it from the other side. I'm sure I'll do some sort of proper power grid in just a minute. Well, I say just a minute. It won't be today. This side of the wall. There we go. Yes, that should be our drone ports coming online. There we go. Yeah, 100 megawatts. A very quick double check here. Transports, 100 megawatts. Fantastic. So how is this looking so far? I think it's a lot better than what we had. It still looks a little bit weird, but I think lowering the height definitely made a big difference right there. Changing the colors around, adding in some lights. Yeah. I don't hate that as much as I thought I would. Which is definitely reassuring enough for me. Right, moving on now to you. I haven't actually tested out this new design yet. This could look crap. Just to warn you guys now. I haven't tested out this design at all. I don't think it will look crap. Yes, I hope not. Resource-wise, I'm actually unsure how we're doing. Hopefully it's not too bad. You should be directly in the middle, which you are. Nudge you forwards by a little bit. So you're nowhere near lined up. What's gone wrong here, then? You can actually see this is not lined up properly. Right, what's happened? You're lined up. You're lined up. You're lined up. You're lined up. Right. You're actually not lined up properly. Right, okay. That's fine. Is there a reason as to why that's happened? I mean, it looks fine. Everything over here is fine. Clearly something isn't. How does this look, though, to begin with? It looks fine. Yeah, the design looks pretty decent. That's good. Only was damn lined up. So this is where I need you to be. But you're half a foundation off. You're half a foundation off. Right. That's not good. You weren't half a foundation off before. What can I do about that? Because you're one foundation here. I can't really nudge you over any further. Because then it'll just look a bit weird. In fact, I remember us doing that, didn't we? I think what I did was I placed this down, then I nudged you half a foundation into that. I remember now. Let's just line you up to begin with. Okay, you're actually facing the wrong way, so that's really cool. You now lined up? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did this impact our build? I don't think it actually did it? This looked a little bit weird, I remember, but everything else I think was fine. Let's see, let's just see. Yeah, that looks completely fine. In fact, you can barely even notice it. If I didn't tell you about it, you probably wouldn't even notice it. So the only people that would know about that are you guys watching now, so there you go. Can get rid of you. Same with you there as well. Where is the race? Oh, it's there. Okay, I can very easily access that if I need to. Quite a few items in there, if I'm honest, but oh well. So you're now in the right location, but unfortunately, you aren't. It's a very simple fix, if I'm completely honest though, so okay. Like, it's literally nudging it 4 to the right. One, 2, 3, 4. That is apparently that's what I need to do. Okay. Definitely re-add this eventually. If I'm honest, actually just come down like that. It's better. Yeah, see, you guys are now aligned. Okay. That's a very minor thing, though. It's nothing to be concerned about. I suppose now let's try and continue. Everything was fine up until that moment. Let's see. Nudge you over by 2. Same there. Same with you lots. And not quite same with you. Nudge you over by 2. Then double check. The middle should be exactly here. Which you now are. You are now correct. Congratulations. Your reward is a good feeling. Okay. You're all in the right spots, which you should be. I didn't actually mess around with that. Good to know this is the same height actually as well. That's very good to know. Now regarding... Is it here? No, it's actually up there. Oh right, okay, doesn't matter then. I was gonna say, regarding the entrance here of this road, I do need to try and design a gate. So we're not necessarily done with all the blueprints just yet, but we are done with the bulk of them at least. That's nice. That's a very minor thing as well, if I'm honest. All of these have to go now. Done. Lovely. Okay, let's continue, and hopefully everything should then line up with this. Fingers crossed, because if not, then we've made another serious error here. But considering we were able to rather simply patch that previous major error, I'm not too concerned anymore about any more problems. A problem's a problem. They're easily overcomable. Okay, finally we're missing concrete. It's good. Gee, how much concrete do I need for most of these blueprints? Only 470. What? Oh, that's the wrong one. 1,600. Oh, okay. 1,600, 1,800, 1.2, 1.3, 1.3. Damn. How do I end up spending so much concrete on crap? I don't know how I do it. Actually, I generally don't understand how I do this. The amount of concrete that I use in these streams is unreal. Also, so far this is lining up together, which is great. I don't know what I'm going to do here either, by the way. I suppose get rid of all of this and have some sort of crosswalk, maybe? That could be kind of swagger if I can, because that's lined up with that kind of swagger. Jesus, man. I'm about 6 years old mentally. Let's try and find some concrete. I can probably place down one more blueprint, right? So get that. I can definitely place down one more blueprint now. Maybe even 2. Definitely not 2. There we go. Yeah, we have got a pretty decent amount of concrete in there. It should be enough to finish our wall, hopefully. On this side. Oh, don't get out of signal. Whoops. Yeah, we'll definitely try and hide our power grid underneath these blueprints now. It's about time, let's be honest. It's about time. Okay, so we've got one of you guys placed down. In theory now, we only need one more in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, everything's going to actually fit in perfectly. I will then take a step back and have a quick analysis of our pattern. See if it looks good, see if it needs any more tweaks, things like that. I will do this here as well, though. I think the orange colour here as well looks really cool. I know we have added quite a lot of orange. Not as much as what we had before, since now the majority of orange is coming from our signs. But the reason as to why I always like to add one of these colours, whether it's blue, orange, or sometimes very rarely green, is because it makes the build pop, in my opinion. Like, if everything was just grey and black, it wouldn't necessarily look brilliant. But the little bit of orange there with all the lights, I think it just works, again, in my opinion. But it's my build, so my opinion does matter quite a lot to me. How does this look as well, by the way? Okay, this has to change. The colour has to change. It's also not built right as well. It's slightly off, which is really weird. Like, the entire thing is slightly off. It's unbelievably annoying. There's not really much I can do about that, though, I don't think. Definitely see it. I suppose I'll have to rebuild it every single time I try and place one of them down. I'd rather not do that, though. If there's no other way, then there's no other way. Nice, thanks. Yeah, this side's got the same sort of problems as well. How peculiar. To be fair, I don't actually mind redoing these. The thing is, if it doesn't work now, it won't work in the other blueprint designers either. Other than that, though, how does it look? It looks exactly how I wanted it to, so that's good. Like, there's a very visible connection from here to here now. So I don't mind that at all. We'll take it. Lower you down a little bit. I believe you should be here. I didn't actually add them there, that's okay though. Okay, we'll go with that. You're already in place, although I think you're actually wrong. That was one of our previous designs. Okay, good. Yeah, height-wise, you guys have got a very similar sort of problem. How peculiar. In fact... No, you're actually fine. Okay. I don't understand that. Let's then definitely paint you over here as well. Yeah, this is now starting to look a little bit better. And we'll select this. This entire project's been really fun to work on so far. I was a little bit uncertain with how it would go. I would be lying if I said that I love working on rocket fuel, because sometimes I really don't. But no, so far it has actually been really good fun. I haven't hated it massively. Okay, that's the first 1/8 of the wall done. We'll have a closer little look towards the end of the stream, but as of right now, this is what it looks like. Again, lots of lights, maybe too many lights, I don't know, probably too many lights. I think during the night it could look pretty cool as well. The towers I don't think look as bad as I thought they would, so that's not too bad. Let's just continue building it, I suppose. Yeah, so far it's not bad. How are we doing for resource space? Not great. Not terrible, but no. Not terrible. You can just go. I don't need that. Okay, the next thing that I now want to try and sort out is our power problem. Which isn't actually a problem if I'm honest. Wrong button. That's nice and annoying. This. I want you to come somewhere down here. Will this be alright? Yeah, this will be fine. Then you'll essentially just run across here. Like that. Lovely. You don't need to be that high. I know that's where I wanted it to be before, but there's no point it being up there now. Why are you there? Oh yeah, I know why you're there. Good. You're still really inconsistent. I know that's coming from our cold power plants. It's not a massive problem now. But one day I do want to try and solve it. On our way back, let's just place a bunch of these on. This doesn't have to look nice. Again, no one's ever going to actually see us. Is there any way I can actually place a foundation above this? Will it be visible on the other side? It shouldn't be. So we'll find out. And chuck this into here. Right, let's check visibility. Do you stick out? No, you do not. Lovely. Great. You just hide some of the more hideous stuff, basically. That's the main reason why I did that. I could also bring you down here as well. Actually, will do. I know it's a very minor thing. Again, I don't need to do this. Mentally, I just know it looks a bit nicer now, so I'm actually okay with this. Should be fine. So now, if I don't have any logistics in here, I won't feel too bad about it. There we go. Did notifications go out today for the YouTube channel? By any chance? Because the last couple of streams, they've been quiet. Are you guys still enjoying the streams? If not, I can cut back on them a little bit. I'd rather know. There we go. Well, over there is now as well. So this is where all of our, well, not all of our logistics, but a good amount of our logistics will be coming into the factory. What I'll do is add this over here. Just like so. Same thing there. don't know how many logistics we're actually going to be having coming in through here. I have made a chart somewhere, which I actually do show in our next episode, not our next stream, but the next episode, which won't be coming out for a very long time, so don't even get excited for it. Can if you want, but it's going to be a good couple months. I'll probably show it like in the next stream where I get the opportunity, which again, my next stream, I don't even know when that's going to be. Continue that down over there. I think one more in here as well, right? How far back do I come here? Okay, it literally is just by one foundation. Fair enough. Okay, so we'll keep that there. What I might even do down here is add a door. D-O-R-E. Get rid of this. And let's make it look a little bit nicer. Even though there is absolutely just no need to do that. But you know me. Holy head snap, by the way. What did I do here? Whatever it was, I don't like it. It's gone now. In fact, this is all gonna have to go. I still have to zone things here. Just realised. Right, so the way that I want to try and do this is my roads that I have here, you're, in theory, now going to go up to be on this sort of level, but I don't actually know how you're going to go up. Let me try and select the blueprint for this, which I don't even know what it even is, if I'm honest. Conveyor highway, your ramp 001, maybe? That seems about correct. So you actually go to the correct level, but the problem is this isn't the only blueprint I have to try and place down here. I have to go up, then level it out. So I might have to go into the blueprint designer just to try and make something like that. Because I have to do this at least a couple times, which is going to take a lot longer to do. And if I just do it once, then that's about it. So blueprint designer, start it from here. Literally keep everything from here. And chop off the remaining 3 of these. Then just even it out to this sort of layer. In fact, preferably a little bit below if I can. But I don't think I can. Yeah. That's going to be quite interesting to try and design, actually. Don't use power. Oh. That's annoying. It says I'm in range. There we go. That works. In fact, all I had to do really was just connect these 2 together. Where is it? Oh. Lovely. Let's clear you then. No lag at all, luckily, because we never have any lag on this channel. Holy. It's not bad, was it? Oh, I did just clear a blueprint. Apparently that was quite damaging, clearly. Load blueprints. We're then going to go to conveyor highway, then select this. Now what I'm going to do is add that there. Call it that. It feels so weird editing this again after so long. So again, you're going to come up to here. I think I said after here, I'm going to start to level it out. In theory, I think this is the final height I want it to be. I can't technically do. Let's see. I don't think this will take too long, by the way. Just doing it. Having the courage just to do it. Because this is definitely one of those projects that I could think about 1 week, ignore it the next, and eventually after a month I finally get around to doing it. So if I just do it now, I've got nothing to dwell on. Which is the way I like to do things. Again, it shouldn't take that long to do, if I'm honest. I think it's you, is it? Yeah, there we go. Is this the right height? Before I go too much further, I am just going to double check very quickly. If anything, this is actually too low. I'm pretty sure this is too low. But I don't want it to be the same height as everything else. I do want it to be a little bit lower. But not too much lower. I think this is 4 meters too low, which is far too low. This, of course, has to change as well, but not right now. I mean, resource-wise, it's fairly cheap. Granted, I just removed a bunch of stuff from it, but oh well. Let's see. You know what? That's pretty good. It is still a little bit lower, but that's fine. You haven't built a wall or a roof. That's fine. Everyone's got their playstyles, right? That's the thing about this game. It's all about playstyles. So this is the level you are going to be on. If I just plop that down. Let's see how this is going to look. Again, this will be changing over the course of the next 4 seconds. But just for now, let's just see how it's going to look. Bring you up. Yeah. Boring if you're all built the same. That is true. Definitely. Okay, that's not too bad. That is pretty much exactly what I was hoping for in my head. Because whenever I build these things, I often have a slight vision of it in my head. And this is pretty much dead on what I was hoping to try and accomplish here. So that's good. Except you won't actually be there. Instead, it would be some sort of T-section. Immediately. Actually, no, you'll be a quad. U-turn T junction. I think it is just the regular junction. It is, yes, okay. Right there. Looks awesome. Thank you. So what I'm most likely going to end up doing here... Also, let's just check our logistics. That's fine. The thing is, though, with this road, I actually want to get rid of all of our logistic floor underneath here. The only thing I want is the road. And that is something that I'll have to do either next stream or off camera. But every single road blueprint that I've got, which is quite a lot to be fair. Actually, maybe not every single one. The one I'm doing now, ramp 4... Definitely one of these two. and the corner one, and probably the T-junction and the four-way junction. I want to now do all of them, but without any of the mess underneath here. This way I could just have my regular logistic floor and everything can just run fine. I think I'll be okay with that. Then if I am going to redesign it, I can then finally add a bit of texture and patterns around the outside here as well. I think that's what we'll do. As of right now though, these can all go. I would say that was definitely a successful test. No. Okay. Good, let's try and do this then. So I suppose starting with you, we should get rid of our logistic floor underneath her. Let's try it. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. Which, I mean, is, to be fair, I'd rather not get it wrong. You'll be coming into here. I think it will look quite nice coming into this facility. Then, yeah, literally nothing after this. Okay, yeah, so that's what I do want to try and do. Add a new subcategory as well, actually. How do I do that? Edit, add subcategory. We'll call this No Conveyor Belt Highway. Conveyor Belt System. No CBS. There we go. All of this has to go. The reason why I'm getting rid of our conveyor belt highway in our conveyor belt highway blueprints is because essentially we are going to have a gigantic amount of room for logistics, and that's just going to go here. Like, I don't need to design anything weird for it. It's already got the design I want it to have. Regarding everything I'm getting rid of, I'm guessing that's going to go straight into my dismantle crates somewhere. Although considering I can't see one nearby, I don't think it's something I should be too worried about. That should all be going somewhere over there. Luckily, hopefully. You're going to remain the same, I think. No reason to adjust that. If I don't need to adjust something, simply put, I won't adjust it. There we go. If I get rid of parts of the road or the path going around here, that's fine. And the reason why I'm having a road going around the outskirts of our facility is purely for the fact that I think it will look nice. Having a bit of life as well. So I will most likely end up transporting resources around certain parts of our factory as well. So having a few active trucks I think could look kind of nice. I know I keep using the word nice, but I don't know what other word to use. Because it won't look great, it'll look just average. That's what it should end up looking like. Are you going to line up the right way? You actually did, wow. No, that is astonishing. I'm in disbelief. That never lines up properly. How did I even decorate this part of the road? Is it the same design? Yeah, it's the exact same design, but you don't stick out, do you? Yeah, okay. So you should look like this. So you go there. Then it's that, then one more of you. In fact, you know what? It'll go up by that as well. And you are going to be this. Yes. Then you, yes, but actually potentially no. Let's see. Are you going to stick up through the floor there? You aren't, but in theory you should, right? No, actually, I think you're fine. You stick up though, which is quite annoying. Is there anything I can do about that? Okay. I could leave it like that, but I don't think I can live with myself if I left it like that. I literally would not be able to sleep tonight. Like, generally, I would not be able to sleep tonight if I left it like that. I would force myself to get out of bed and try and fix it. Okay. I don't like the way that looks. I'm surprised I would have left it like that, if I'm honest. No, that is what I did, okay, I'm sure. Yeah. If that's what I did, that's what I did. But if I was to change that again, I would have definitely made this just one thick and just stuck with it. Oh well. Are we done here? Almost. In fact, you've now got to come over here, don't you? I remember this part. I would hope so, because I'm the one that did design this. Did you have a concrete thing coming down the middle there? I don't know, but I'm not going to add it now. The answer could have been a solid yes, but oh well. That's unfortunate. Okay, why? Oh. One more down over here now as well. Lovely. Let's not forget about this, which I'm most likely actually going to get rid of. And replace it with concrete. Wow. You would have thunked that one. That should be high enough now as well, like. Can't imagine it'll be too much higher now. You right? Are you okay? I think that's what I wanted to go with. Power is all good. And change this to roads. Ramp 004. Maybe even change the colour here as well. That's an interesting colour. that color. Road ramp 001. I think that's what we'll go with. Come over here to our blueprints. Get rid of this. Move blueprint. Yeah, I know. And grab you. And chuck you in down over there. Okay. Let's see how this is going to end up looking. This is obviously not done, obviously, but it's a good... It gives us a good understanding of what we need to do. You're going the wrong way. I actually line up pretty good. Okay, that's one thing I've got to try and change. Heights-wise, you are now fine. Okay. I'm a little bit concerned about all of this though, like what am I going to do here? I guess that is something I will have to figure out in our next live stream. Whenever that may be. I think zooming that across here would be a good idea. Having that come across here. Having that come across over here as well. Yeah, that would work. Just having concrete walls over here as well. Which means that could go, in theory. Okay. We'll make this into some sort of tunnel. As long as it can fit this behemoth of a truck. Which, to be fair, looks tiny now. It was a behemoth of a truck. As long as it can fit that. So what we can do is just start ramping it up a little bit. Where about there? Has to come up to there. So let's try a 2 ramp. That won't work. How about a 2-meter roof? No, that's still not good enough. It's close. I think a 1-meter roof is what we're going to try and settle with. Which is annoying because you can barely even see a 1-meter roof. That looks good though. Underneath here, it looks fine. It looks a bit industrial, which I'm actually quite happy with. I think that is what we're going to end up going with for the little bridge crossing. I don't want it to look like anything special, as long as it just functions, honestly. So then continue up and around there. So if the intersection's here... Oh, you're... Oh, that's annoying. That's fine, because you'll then split along here, but then you're half a foundation off. That's fine. So you will then have to be a 1/2 meter thing. Okay. That's still 2.5 meters there just for a bit of walk room, which I think is pretty cool just to have around the entire vicinity. The problem that I'm having now is how big do I need to actually build this thing? Like everything that I'm making in here, because this now is making all of our plastic as well, which is many thousands of plastic and rubber. It should be a big enough vicinity. I think it looks really cool though, like having the vehicle, like this shot right here, I think is a pretty good shot to end us off for the day anyway. I think it looks quite nice. I don't even know what I'm trying to build yet. I'm just sort of placing stuff down and seeing how it goes. But the plan is, I want to try and build some like miniature city inside of here. Hence why I've got roads going in above our logistic floor. so you can very clearly see the parts of it that I want to try and show off a little bit. That should be good fun. The towers, of course, act a bit like outpost towers. There's only a couple road in and out, like it's a castle and it's a drawbridge in a way. I quite like that feature. But regardless, that is just about going to do it for today. And for quite a significant amount of time as well, actually. If you've enjoyed any videos or streams I've done on this channel, I would like to say thank you. Whether you've supported me financially, or you haven't supported me financially, if you just watched the stream for the very first time, that's completely fine. Any support on this channel was greatly appreciated. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the content I produced. I've got a video coming out tomorrow, which I will be premiering in about 10 minutes from now if you guys want to set a reminder for it, but I explain a bit more about what's happening. But it's not goodbye. It's just a quick farewell. Regardless, again, thank you for any support you guys have shown towards this channel. And hopefully, I could do a bit better next time with some of the videos. But regardless, I've really enjoyed it. It was a short journey. But thank you for watching. Regardless, have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. Stay safe. Cheerio. And thank you for watching my channel.